ويتدمر Pelashafia, Akaria, Bawath, Abraham, Wayakwara, Wayakwara, Lahaz, Shanawath, Kashamath, Ashar, Wara'ah, Lahaz, Abayuwa, 19, where Kapara, Ibadia, it is a quack, but not on the car. William, it is a wall, Sham. Ba'ar, Mayam, Kayayam. 20. Yabwa, Ra'aya, Ga'ira, Ayn, Ra'aya. It is a quack, La'amar, on the wall. I'm a young. Where you call Ra'ah, Sham, Haba'ara, it's like a Haba'ar, I-S-U-P.K, it's like I-S-U-P.K. Kaya, Kowa. I'm a what, 21, where you call Parwa, Ba'ar, Karath, where you Rayawa, Gum, Aliyah, where you call Ra'ah, Shemad, Shetanu, Shenata, Shetana, 22. Where your eye, Dak, Masham, where you Kopar, Ba'ara, Karath, Bala'ah, Babawa, Aliyah, where you call Ra'ah, Shema, Wath, where you Amar, Kaya, I-S-U-P.K, Harakor Yab, Yahweh, Nawa, Yanwa, Baratazar 23, where you Al, Sham, Ba'ar, Shabbat 24, where you Ra'ah, Allah Yawab, Yahweh, Bala Yala'ah, it's like Bala Amar, Anakia, Alahaya, Abraham, Abiyaka, Al, Dayura'ah, Kaya, Atarak, Anakia, Ubarak, Ubarakaf Yaka, وهراب يافيا وهراب يافيا ISRAELITES but I war Abraham Ibadia where you born Sham until the back where you Ra'ah Sham Yahweh Wayat Sham Allah where you quarrel Sham Ibadia, it is a quack, Ba'ara, 26, Wa'abayam Laka, Halaka, Alayawa, Magar, it's like another Wara. Khazat Hawa Open your call Shar Tezaba Awa 27 Wiyamar Alahaya it is a quack Madawai Ba'atham Aliyah Wa'atham Shana Atham Afia with the shalak with the shalak with the shalak one ya Wa'ata come Waya marwa Ra'awa Ra'ayanwa Kaya Haya Yahweh Imak Onamar the Haya Na'a Allah Wayanwa Yanwa Wayanyanwa Wabayanak Wanakaratha Barayath I.S.U.P.K 29 the I.S.U.P.K Imanwa Ra'ai Ka'ashar La'a the Ain Waka Ashar I.S.U.P.K Ainaka Wakwa Tawab, one a Shaw, one a Shalach, one a Shalakak, one a Shalakak, Bashal, Bashalawam, Atha, Aitha, Barak, Yahweh, 30, where your Aish, Laham, Mashatha, where your call, where your Shafwa, 31, where your Shafwa, Bakwa, where your Shabaiwa, Ayash, La'akaya, La'ayaka, La'ach Yor, where you shall come, it is a quack, where you look, where you look, where you lakwa, Ba'apwa, Bashalwa, 32, 31, where you 32, where you hurry up, where you want.
Oh, that was it. That was okay. 4 years. Ashapayim, Bonapayim, Banyashala.
Ashapayim, Ashapayim, Bonapayim, Banyashala.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam.
I gotta come down.
What?
I gotta go somewhere. I gotta return something.
Somebody else can't do it for you?
No, they can't. Absolutely not.
One Balak, present thyself.
You stepped in. One Balak, Banyahawah, Banyashala.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam. You got a head, Slav? What was he?
We just finished.
What did he start at?
25:17. Genesis 25:17.
So you gonna read the English, right?
Concept.
You got an English Bible? Yeah, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 17. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, and 137 years.
Stop right there. Who's Ishmael? I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but who don't know, just raise your hand. Who's Ishmael? Say that louder. The Arabs. Ishmael's the forefather of the Arabs. He was also the firstborn of Abraham. Okay? However, Ishmael is not the chosen seed. All right? Even though they were all that Allah nonsense, right now Allah's on a break. He's on a hiatus. You know what I'm saying? Allah went on vacation because he didn't want to catch the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? But this is the forefather of the Arabs, Ishmael. Keep reading.
And he gave up the ghost and died.
What does it mean to give up the ghost?
Spirit, go back to the Most High.
It's another. It's crazy because it's giving you the answer right there. But that's what I mean. He died. He gave up the ghost and died. Just gave it to you right there. But you want to know that so that way if somebody get confused, that will be your answer. You just say just answered it. Other times you won't see where it says died. Other times you'll see it just says he gave up the ghost and slept with his fathers. You've heard of that expression? All right. Keep going.
And was gathered unto his people. 18. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt, as thou goest towards Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren. 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Hadarium.
Rewind again. Read that. He was 40 what?
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanarium.
Okay. Bethuel the Syrian. Was he actually a Syrian?
La, sir.
He already gave the answer, but no, he was. He was a what? What was Bethuel? It said Bethuel the Syrian. But what really was he?
Israelite.
No. Israel was not formed just yet. Right? What was the brother named at 40 years old? Isaac, right?
Come on.
So Israel, the nation, was not formed yet. Eber was a descendant of somebody, but he would be in the same lineage. Go ahead.
Adamite.
That's what you would say. That's what you would say. The Adamite. Go ahead.
The sister to Laban, the Syrian. 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. 22. And the children...
So like, what verse you just read?
21, sir.
Right, so read it from the top one more time.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
What does it mean to be barren? He entreated the Lord for his wife. Can somebody tell me what was that process? Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife. What was that process? Hold on. Boy, I don't expect him to know because he just learned, but you don't know. Come on.
When you entreat someone of the Lord, you go to a man of God.
That's
prophet.
what you want to answer. That's how he went to entreat the Lord. He went to a man of the Lord. Keep going.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
Now, this account that we read is very historical in that this is our life today. Read that part from the children.
And the children struggled together within her.
Right? So she's pregnant, she was conceived. The Lord opened up her womb. That's when the Lord said he was entreated of Isaac, because he heard him and answered his request or prayer. And now Rebekah can give birth to children, but this time she having children. You know it's more than one because they use the word children in her womb. But these children were struggling in this womb. Keep going.
And she said, If it be so, why am I thus?
Now, once again, she said, if it's so, read it again. What are the correct words?
If it be so,
If it be so, go ahead.
why am I thus?
So she's asking, what's going on here? Why am I thus? What's happening right here? These kids keep moving about like a struggle. Keep going.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
You already know what that is. Went to a man of the Lord. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
That's heavy and that's key. That's vital for every Israelite to understand. He said 2 nations are in thy womb, right? What's the definition of the word nation? Race of people, right? Esau tell you nation would mean the country, right? And in some aspects you can't look at it like that in today's terminology. Originally, when you see the word nation, it meant race, right? And you hear the nation of Israel, that's your honing in our brain, that's our race, that's the name of our race, you know? It's not like you white or Caucasian or black. We're the only ones like totally different from everybody. Our race is Israel, right? Composed of what is now known as blacks and Hispanics, so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native American Indians. Go. No, meaning this, like Africans, that's one race of people, right? Excuse me, Hamites. Because Africa got 52 countries with multiple ethnic tribes, right? But Ham is one race of people, right? Even though the Egyptians don't look, the Egyptians, okay, the Maasai, you know who the Maasai are? The Maasai are the long neck, ring wearing people that jump up and down. Those were the people that had us enslaved. Let me use the Ethiopians, for example, or the Cushites. Although they don't quite look like the rest of the Hamites, yet that's the same race. They're just 2 tribes within that same race. Alright? So, and of course, in Esau, they all kind of look the same anyway, right? Basically, all the other tribes look kind of the same. The Moabites, although they got different tribes with them, they all kind of look the same. Whereas Israel, it ain't like that with us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all the way like that with us, because the Lord got a flavor like that. He called us what? The salt of the earth, right? That's another indication of what kind of race this people is. And on top of that, Israel is an extraordinary race. Israel is a special people, like the way the Lord said in Deuteronomy. Ain't no other race like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why all these other nations, although they despise us, they wish they could be us, man. Too bad. Too bad, because the Lord chose a people. Alright? So, he's saying 2 nations are in thy womb. Boy, now we understand that the struggle that's in her belly is because it's 2 nations or 2 races of people. Keep going, it's going to clarify it.
And 2 manner of people.
That right there hones in exactly what he's talking about when he said 2 nations. 2 manner, meaning 2 kind of people are in her womb. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy
Shall be
bowels.
what?
Separated from thy bowels.
That's key. Always understand this, brothers and sisters. That is key. 2 manner of people shall be separated, not joined, but separated from thy bowels. It's always been the Lord's intention to have us separated. And especially if you look at the conditions now, with that coronavirus, I'm pretty sure we want to stay damn separated from everybody now, right? See how the Lord make it happen? That coronavirus make you question everywhere you go. Even if you got to go into a store and there's a Moabite serving you, trying to sell you some hair or something, you'd be like, how much? And your hand's far away from your hand, just dropping money in the hand. Even a receipt, and when they're going to place their hand, fingers touch your hand, you'd be like, let it drop in your hand or something, Or if by accident you go quickly get something to sanitize or something. My point is that we trying to separate from, and this is just physical. Now imagine we did it all the way, separation. How much more greater? How much more wonderful? You know what I'm saying? So 2 manner people shall be separated from thy womb. That is important. We were never supposed to be joining with this society, the white man, our oppressor. That wasn't the Lord's intention, never. And he even said in the Deuteronomy, we shall be sold unto your enemies. You don't join your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, because of Christianity, yes, we are joining our enemies. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. Keep going.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Now that's obvious there. If you don't get it, right? Like Israel, with all for the last 400 plus years of what we've been suffering in this country, what we've been enduring in this country, we so strong that we take it. You know what I'm saying? All the weapons on it, we keep pushing through it. Whereas Esau, let his stock market drop. Let that money fall short. You know what I'm saying? Let that money come tumbling down. We're going to see a lot of flyboys out in the Wall Street windows. And they'll be like, because they can't take it. Esau can't take the hardship that we endured. On top of that, even physically. So why we see some of them on UFC knocking out a brother? I wouldn't doubt that Edomite took something. Most of them ain't got that strength. They need them steroids and strength enhancers. On the natural, the brothers, Israelites, were naturally built like that, stronger. Don't take my word from it. He's reading it in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? He's reading it there. Keep going.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
That's important. Because this is future. The elder shall serve the younger. The shall meaning is going to happen. Right now, the younger is serving the elder. Right now. But it's saying that the elder shall serve the younger. Keep reading.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Stop. Those are key clues. That's important always to understand. The first came out red like a hairy garment. We call him the white man for educational purposes. Technically, he's not white. Because white is that chair the brother got off of. White is them walls. You know what I'm saying? And technically speaking, black people are not black. Black is this jacket right here. You know what I'm saying? So, but for, like I said, educational purposes, we say black and white. He's red. You know what I'm saying? If he's a hot red like the rednecks or soft pink, he's still red. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, there was no word for the word pink. If you was even the light color red, you was red. And what makes it a great point is that he come back and say hairy all over, like a garment. Like this dude was so hairy, it's as if he wore a garment of hair. And he was born that way. Now we know Caucasians, Europeans, be those people. You know what I'm saying? Hairy like a garment. Go ahead.
If he was like, if this was him,
Speak up, brother.
if this was pretty much like Esau being born
Right.
into the world, then like, how did the white man look when he tempted Eve?
Okay, that was not a white man. The spirit that Esau have is that same spirit as that dude in the garden. This is the beginning of the Edomites right here. Now, however, with Cain, after he killed Abel, the Lord put cursed him with leprosy. Meaning he went from dark to red, from dark brown or whatever shade of brown he was to a red color. Okay? That snake was not a white man per se. That spirit that's in that snake is Esau's spirit today. It's the same vibe, the same thing. Go ahead.
So he's a black man of God.
He's a man of color. I won't say black man because what I've learned through the school that there's only one people that's black. Everybody else is of dark skinned race.
Who's black?
Israelites. You want proof? Somebody give me Judah 14 and 2. Somebody get that real quick. Let's bring it up. Just to solidify the point. You stay where you are. So if you don't got a Bible, you should be getting the Bible. It's important. Any Bible? Any extra Bibles here? Yeah, you can make some. Any extra Bibles here? Salakia, any extra Bibles here? I can respond, officers. We need to get a collection of Bibles up in here, right? All right. You got it? Anybody got it? Go ahead. Read.
Jeremiah 14 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Judah mourneth.
Stop right there. We know who's the tribe of Judah, right? The so-called Negroes, the real Jews, not them fake Amalekites claiming to be Jews, but the real Jews are the so-called Negroes that's in America. That's also throughout wherever they're at because of slavery and war. Okay? Judah mourneth, go ahead.
And the gates thereof
Right,
languish.
Judah mourning because why? All the oppression. First fire, last hire. You know what I'm saying? Being shot in the street every day for no reason. Like that young brother, we seen that video, that young brother with the phone in his hand. I know y'all seen it. Got the phone in his hand. He said, "What crime have I committed?" Yet they still beat him down. He's a young brother too. You know what I'm saying? That brother, and then it was done in front of his wife. So he more than likely was feeling all kinds of emotions at the moment, but wondering most of all, what crime have I done to deserve this? And his hands was up. You understand? But that's what Judah got to go through. Judah mourning because of that, and also the rest of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever Judah suffers, guess who else suffers? Because of the pact that we made that day from when we left Egypt. If it happened to one, it happens to all. That's what, Exodus 12. It's also in the Apocrypha. But Judah mourning, keep going.
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
See that? That's the difference. You have many dark-skinned races, like who? The East Indians, right? The Aborigines, right? Who are also the Polynesians, right? You got who else? The Arabs, the Hamites, right? The Chinese, Japanese, even though they light, but they're still they derive of a dark-skinned race. You know what I'm saying? And then there's black people. Total difference. All right. So they say that the gates there are language, meaning the gates represent a protection. It's supposed to represent our leaders. Our leaders have failed us through and through every single day. Is that it?
Unto the ground.
Yeah, unto the ground. They are black unto the ground. You can drop that there. Now continue where you was at. So now we understand, right? Two nations are in the room. Two manner of people. Right? The one nation shall be stronger than the other, and the elders shall serve the younger. When the days were to be fulfilled, behold, the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. All right? Those are the traits that the Lord put in the scripture. Finally, also, when you stay where you at, but this is when he was, when he sold his birthright. I'm gonna show you another indication to Esau what he ate and how it was cooked. All right, keep reading while he finds that.
All over like a hairy garment.
See, those are clues that you should always know, because yeah, brother, for sure. So what like the recent side right cut? What about like 4 teaspoons? Yeah. All over like a hairy garment. Continue.
And they called his name Esau.
What does Esau mean? That's what, next time do this. Esau means wasted away. Why did his father name him wasted away? Because of what we just read. He read all over like a hairy garment, right? Now, that shows you that Esau had no color, right? It's like when a black man runs and slips and scrapes his knees, what are you going to see under that black? It's red, right? You see that? That should let you know. That's why he called his son wasted away, because he had no pigmentation. He had no melanin in that skin. He was completely leprous. And on top of that, he was hairy. All right? Did you finally come on?
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
Hebrews 12 and 16. Least there be.
No, that's a lie. I want it in the Old Testament. When the father was blind and Jacob went and put on the hairy garment, right? This is when Esau confronted Jacob, right? Before he went out hunting, because he was starving when he came back from hunting. Remember that part?
Come on, God.
That's what I want. Continue reading.
And after that came his brother out.
And after that came his brother out. We're talking about who? Jacob, right? Now continue reading.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Okay? So now, here's a question to ask. Why did the Lord only describe what Esau did? Speak up louder, please.
Because he was new. Like,
Because he was what?
Because to see him was like a new thing. to
No.
see.
Who else? Remember, we just got a description of the Edomite, right? Red, hairy all over, right? And then his brother Jacob came out. And all you read after that was he took hold of his heel. Go ahead.
Jacob looked like everyone else, sir.
That's the answer. We don't need to describe it because everybody was brown skinned. He was normal. You know what I'm saying? Well, this thing that was born, this thing I described it just like that, is a child hairy and pink or hairy and red. Like that. That was like, imagine seeing that. Could you imagine? In those days, everybody different hues, different shades of brown. You know what I'm saying? And then see this thing walking the earth. You're going to be like, what the hell is that? Even now, sometimes when you see somebody, what they call a villanago these days, right? But doesn't that kind of strange to you when you see that? Like once upon a time they were brown and now they're getting all pink or red. That looks strange. So imagine seeing that. You know what I'm saying? That was like, man, this boy's wasted away. Keep going.
And his name was called Jacob. And
Now, pop question. What does Jacob mean? What time we got? Oh my gosh. How many verses, verses y'all already read?
we read all the 26, 35.
Okay, what I meant was, there's all 49 verses that got to be read, right? How many of those 49 verses have already been read?
Every now and then. Start reading English.
No. When he first started at 10 a.m., right? He started class at 10 a.m.? He read Hebrews?
Yeah. He read it. He read everything.
So basically, he just started when I got here?
No, he was finished when you got here.
No, what I meant was, although he was finished with what he read,
He read no English, all Hebrew.
all the way through 49 verses?
No, sir. He started Genesis 1.
I see why, 'cause he had to leave. All right. And now it's 11 something. Yeah, we're gonna have to clip that. Because we gotta do our thing. All right. So basically, this is what, like the 25th verse? 26th verse. We'll go through the two. So what I'm asking, Salah, you're gonna get this straight. What I'm asking is that he read everything, the 49 verses in Hebrew, and you start at what verse?
17.
So 17 and add in total 49 verses. What will we finish at?
He was finishing.
No, word completely 49 verses is what I'm asking, because I'm gonna have to ask what
26, verse 31. Chapter 26, verse 31.
That's where we would finish it, right? All right. So I'm just gonna let the brother, because of time's sake, let him read. If I have to stop at pointers, I'm gonna stop him real quick. But we gotta keep, right? Keep going.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob.
Let him read this, because it's important. Go ahead, come on.
Genesis 25 and 29.
So now we know, red, hairy, right? Name is wasted away in translation. But Esau, how you say that in Hebrew? I-S-U.P.K. I-S-U.P.K, okay? The I, the Shah, and the Wa. The Shah and the Wa join. I-S-U.P.K, okay? Means wasted away. Okay? So keep going.
And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Right? So Esau went out hunting. He came out the field just like them dudes in Duck Dynasty, because they love being in the outdoors. The great outdoors is their terminology. You know what I'm saying? They get that from their forefather Esau. Esau out there hunting. He came back faint. Keep going. And mind you, so Jacob is cooking a pottage. He's solid, meaning he's boiling it. You know what I'm saying? Like making a stew, if you will. Keep going.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Why was his name called Edom? Because of the red pottage. Why was the red pottage red? Speak, hands up, and speak up louder.
It wasn't finished there.
Right. It wasn't finished. It was still raw. You know what I'm saying? When Esau ordered a steak today, what he calls it?
Rare, sir.
Medium rare. You know what I'm saying? Where it's still bleeding. Practically damn near still moving, you know? They like it like that. So, their buffets and all that, that's what they like. They like eating bloody red meats. They get that from here. Was that it? Was there more?
Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Okay. So to make that story short, he told his brother, sell me your birthright, even though the birthright was already given to him by the Lord. Right? He supplanted him. That's why I asked you, everybody knew the name, what it meant, Jacob. Jacob means to supplant. And if you didn't know, in the New Testament, James means Jacob. If you didn't know. Alright? So now, keep going.
And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day.
So you see the spirit behind his Edomites? He doesn't even care about his birthright. He cared about what more than his birthright? Right. That's true. Eating. Or what's another way?
Living.
Okay.
You want to get carnal pleasure.
What's carnal pleasure in one word?
Flesh. Flesh.
No. You ever heard the word lust? He was concerned more with what was going on. That's what lust is. He was more concerned about what his lust was. He wanted to eat. He cared about something that was supposed to be something that's meant something. You know what I'm saying? Birthright is everything. You're the firstborn. Technically speaking, you get the inheritance, right? If you're the firstborn, right? Unless the Lord said, no, it goes to this guy. Who else that happened to? The firstborn normally gets the inheritance, right? Gets the birthright. Who else did this happen to?
Isaac.
That's true. Who else?
Cain. Abel.
Let's get some more. Yeah, when it comes to the inheritance, remember, usually it's the firstborn. Unless the Lord said no, he go to this one. Go ahead.
Ishmael.
No, Ishmael's the firstborn. He didn't get he didn't get chosen. He was Israel, right? Ishmael was the firstborn, but Isaac was the one that was chosen. Right? That's where the Lord stepped in, right? In the same case here. Remember when he read earlier about how Isaac loved Esau, but Rebekah loved who? Jacob, right? Because it was already known that it was going to be Jacob, not Esau, to which the Lord was going to breed his nation. All right, he was the chosen seed. All right, but who else? You don't know. For time's sake, I'm going to do this for you. But remember it. You ever heard of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel? Who was the firstborn?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Levi.
Wrong. He said in 4 Judges 49, thou art my firstborn.
Reuben.
There. Right? But who's the head tribe now? Raise your hand next time, okay? Judah. See how that worked? Now who else? One more famous person we're going to continue. Who else this happened to? Joseph had 2 sons. The firstborn's name was what? Joseph would have been like the vice president in Egypt, right? The second in command after Pharaoh. He had 2 sons. One was named, and the other one was my forefather. Wrong. I said Joseph. Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh would have been the one because he's the firstborn. But the Lord made Jacob do this, remember? Switch their hands. And and Ephraim got the birthright over his brother. Okay? Remember that. It's important. Just like the rest of the Bible, it's important. It's important because not only we getting scripture out of it, it's our livelihood. Everything about us, is here. It's in the Torah. Everything about us is here. All right? Let's continue. Go ahead.
So did Esau know? Did he know how important it was to have his birthright? Did he know it was going lineage?
I'm pretty sure he did because his father would have taught him. But did he care about it? You know, no, because of what he said to his brother Jacob. And there's other things that Esau did that he already knew his father taught him. I'm going to give it to you for time's sake. When he stepped off the scene, who did he marry? What women did he find to marry? Were they women of the same stock? Or were they of another nation?
He went to another land and got a heathen.
Right, a heathen, right? Somebody else. Although his father... Say that again? And what are you going to do? Ilazar, take over the computer. Esau went and disregarded whatever he was taught by his father and went and married outside of his people. Because why? He did not care. Why? Because the truth never abode in him. We know this because the scripture tells us these things. All right? Everybody clear? Let's go.
And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up, and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Look at that. If that's not crystal clear, you know what I'm saying, to us by now, based on what I've explained, you know what I'm saying, then We need to find another way for, or let the Lord give you that understanding somehow, which you will get. But that's extra super clear right there. He despised his birthright. It didn't matter to him. It wasn't important to him. He didn't care about it. Keep going.
Genesis 26:1. And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Amalek, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
Stop right there, real quick. When it said that in all these countries, right, there'll be in his seed, these nations will be blessed. It meant this: wherever we go, the economy gets better. You understand? They come up on top. Right now, is not America the superpower on the planet Earth? Right? Why? Because of all the struggles that the Chinese made here, or the Edomites made here? Nah. It's because they had the children of Israel enslaved here. It's evident that the same thing happened in Egypt. It's evident wherever we was captive, whether it be the Persians, the Medes, I believe for a time the Babylonians, right? Wherever we was at enslaved, that nation got better, got prosperous because of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, would it be safe to say that, like, the Most High or Union is going to go off to say that they would be better because of us? Because we don't get any better because of, like...
Okay, I wouldn't say that like that. I want to say you... I'm going to hold off on answering that, but what I do know is that he told us if we keep this law, statutes, and commandments, if we hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, then all these blessings. Then later on, this is in Deuteronomy 20th chapter. And then from 15 onward, he said, but if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, then all these curses shall fall before upon you, right? Then I will say that he told us if you do it like this, great things are going to happen. Great things are going to happen to all of y'all. If you don't do it, well, then these terrible things are going to happen to y'all. What we chose. Okay. None of us can throw a stone. Okay. That's what we chose. Go ahead.
So this could be pretty much like that warning as well as telling us what we can't, like how great you would.
Just think you gotta think you're a parent, right?
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, the young man right there is your son.
Okay.
What would happen if you told him to do something and he didn't do it? What would happen if you told him something before it happened? And then he went ahead and did it anyway.
It would be a punishment.
It would be punishment, right?
Okay.
Think of it like a parent. Isn't it our Father which art in heaven? Okay. Just like a good parent would tell their children, listen, play along or else. Just like that. Okay. Right? You think of it like that. It's a father. He's the creator and the father, but he's also a parent. His children are called what? The children of Israel. But name the children of Israel. If you're children, there is a parent somewhere. Alright? Keep going.
And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And the men of the place asked him of his wife. And he said, She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife. Lest, she said, the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife.
See, that's black talk. I know when I was growing up, you see I'm sporting these sneakers? Yeah. Black talk. Keep going.
And Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, of a surety she is thy wife. And how sayest thou, she is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, What is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lying with thy wife, and thou should have brought guiltness upon us.
Because this king knew this much. He knew the power of Isaac. And he knew he was a terrible God. You know what I'm saying? That's why he did. He was like, well, why didn't you tell us from the beginning this was your wife? Because he knew what kind of God. Unlike today, these heathens don't even give a damn about the Lord. Now they care because that coronavirus is whipping them. And much more coming after that. This is just the introduction. You know what I'm saying? This is like part of the introduction. Keep going.
And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely be put to death.
There it is. Go ahead.
Then Isaac sowed in that land, and received in the same year 100-fold. And the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great, and went forward, and grew until he became very great. For he had possession of flocks, and possession of herds, and great store of chariots, and the Philistines envied him. For all the wells which his father's servants had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped them.
Let me stop you right there. Look at the example the Lord put in here. The Philistines are who? One of the tribes of the Africans. Okay? And they said that they envied Jacob. Excuse me, it was Isaac, right? That shows you these heathens don't like you, but they envy us. You know what I'm saying? They wish they could be us. Alright? Because even in a poor state, we still come up with something great, always. So much so that the other nations want to copy us. You know what I'm saying? They want to be us. What's that terminology that although they hate black people, they love black culture? What's that called? Everybody know? No, no. It's a name that I've heard. They don't like black people, but they love everything about the culture.
Cultural appropriation.
Appropriation, something like that. Keep going.
The Philistines had stopped them and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence, and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of water which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father. For the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. And he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. And Isaac's servants digged in the valley, and found there a well of springing water. And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well I.S.U.K, because they strove with him. And they digged another well, and strove for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. And he removed thence and digged another well, and for that they strove not. And he called the name of it Rehoboth. And he said, For now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And he went from thence to Beersheba. And the Lord appeared unto him the same night, and said, I am the Lord of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, And I will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he buildeth an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord, and pitched his tent there. And there Isaac's servants digged a well. And Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzath, one of his friends.
What verse was it?
26.
Oh, we're gonna have to stop it there because we went beyond, okay? So let's close this up. Come on, roll that home. Roll it home. That fucking- You never did it before? You're a practice, right? Our officers practice how to do this, right? Right hand. Step right hand, left hand on chest.
La Yasharala.
There's a time shape you're gonna be going to our Father, right? Abajam will put up with them. These rise and face these. One. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Adash. I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh. Malakutah. Aba'ah. Ratzazaka. I.S.U.P.K. Baratazah. Kawah. Bashamayim. Yatonanau. Acham. Kal. Yawam. Mashalach now. Kabawat now. Kasalach now. Kabawat now. Wala'ah. Kabiyah now. Rabasai one. Above. Hawashai now. Mayam. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalapa. Waha'ala. Watapara. La Walabyam. Aman. A little bit more spirit out here. Y'all sound dead, straight up and down. Alright? Sound like Israelites, loud. Alright? Sound like when we start arguing with each other loud. Alright? English.
In English. Our
Father,
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever.
So be it. Stop. Sister, get shot. Men of Israel, gird up thy loin and prepare to salute the Torah. Do this quick. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah. Y'all want to move that table and stay?
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah.
It's like a young man. Just leave it somebody else. You do it like that. I'll pick you over. You on this side.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai.
Hand on the Torah. Do it again.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah.
Show them the right way. Come on, show them the right way.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah.
Get closer. Y'all acting like y'all afraid of the Torah. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, this way. Men of Israel, one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yah. Yazmatah, Sa. Sisters, Imad. Men of Israel, one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shema Adam Hashem, Yahweh Shai.
Yazmatah, dismiss.
Get the trucks loaded up out here. Get in the camp mode, let's move. Truck already loaded? I'll take it.
Yeah, they get food up too.
Let's get the food bagged up out here.
The food is for what, Juan?
Food drops.
Okay. What time did y'all get here?
He just brought it up like,
See,
Alizar. He just brought it up like, half an hour.
we got double time. All hands on deck, go, and let's double time it.